always start by just saying we're having a conversation with Darcy. Hello, everyone. My name is Lois Lundeen. I'm the director here at Bacchus Community Center, and it is my joy and privilege to introduce to you today Gale Gagnier. Gale has a very interesting role in our community and is going to be offering a workshop here at Bacchus, and I am so excited to have you here.
Thank you.
We've been having this conversation for a little while, and I'm happy that we can interview together today and introduce it to the community.
Thank you.
So tell us, Gale, tell us the name of this workshop, and then tell us a bit about you and your role in the community.
Okay. We're calling the workshop Dying, the Last New Thing You'll Ever Do. Let's talk about the tough stuff. I wanted it to be clear why we're here and what we're going to do. And my role in facilitating this is I work as a death doula in the community on a voluntary basis, which means I'm busy sometimes and I'm not busy other times. My role is to go into families where someone in the family is dying, has been diagnosed as that, and support the family, educate them on how to care for their person at home. I have a little shed that's full of supplies for people if they need it. I have one bed, one wheelchair, a commode, things like that. So trying to we've been limping along since hospice left the community. So that's my role. If a family phones me, and usually it's word of mouth or through a doctor referral, and I work closely with the personal doctor of the family, and we take care of the person until their journey's done.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've been doing it a long time, so I feel very comfortable and very focused now in trying to help people prepare themselves to get to the place where they need to make a phone call to someone to have come in and support them.
Sure.
Sure. And have their ducks in a row and able to just go along with the process.
Nice. I think there are so many in our community who have been through the process, and you don't learn about it until you're in a position where you have to.
Yeah, when it's a crisis.
Absolutely. So to be able to offer this workshop to the community, I think is just wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
My husband and I attended a workshop where you were in attendance, where we prepared a healthcare directive, and we learned so much. So I'm really excited that we can offer this to the community again. It's a great opportunity. Tell us what inspired you to create this particular workshop.
Well, again, often I meet people when the crisis happens. I don't have my ducks in a row. I don't know what I want. I don't know what my end of life will look like. And it's a very difficult conversation to have in crisis. Because the big worry is, I'm going to die. Right. Don't talk to me about what I want because I'm going to die. And so this way, our goal is, let's have the conversations, and we have great paperwork so that people can really address each question, which is what we will do. We'll go through each question on, what do I want? Who do I want around? What music would I like to listen to? I was very firm that I didn't want to listen to Chris Stapleton.
Yes.
I've heard enough of him. And you can play, what was it? Oh, Grey's Anatomy could play all 2,000 seasons, can just keep rolling, and I'll be very happy. But those are specifics.
Yes.
So that my family will know what I want. And that's what we'll go through, question by question. If you're in a situation where you're definitely dying, and your heart stops, do you want CPR? And we talk about what CPR is, what it does to the body, and then you can make an informed decision. Well, yes, I think I would like that, or no, please just leave me alone. Right. So we have all these intimate conversations, and then at the end of it, your paperwork can be completed. My friend Lois will be there to notarize. So then you can go register it with your doctor in the hospital, in the clinics, and then you're done.
Yes.
So when the crisis happens, pull out your paper and go, there, this is what I want. So that's my goal. And the other piece of this workshop will be a bit different than the one you attended. In the first 30 minutes, 40 minutes, we are going to do an experiential piece where we go through a process of what it feels like to die.
Oh,
And no, it doesn't mean I'm going to hold a pillow over your face. But I find it really invaluable because a lot of us don't know. We're used to seeing it on TV.
Sure.
Right? Where it's just like, and it's not like on TV, but we're going to go through what is it like to have to let go of everything? What's it like to examine what do I want, what don't I want? So it's a workshop I've done for years. I used to do it with kids at the college. I still get young people coming up to me going, I went to class that day and didn't expect to die. So I thought, I think for me, it made sense to start with that. So it's like, oh, okay then. Now what's important? Because often we think what's important is what happens to my china.
Right.
What happens to the furniture, what happens to the property, not what happens to my vessel, what happens to my emotions. So hopefully that will give us a little wake-up call, and then we sit down and start doing the work.
Very interesting. I would imagine that it will even help those who are going through the death process with someone in their family to understand what is happening to their person.
Yeah.
And maybe meet needs differently, maybe accept their choices differently because we know and have that information. That's
and that could be a whole other workshop too.
Oh, no kidding.
We got workshops coming out of pockets. But my goal right now, and part of that is because I'm reaching an age where I recognize that people need to be educated.
Yes.
And I love doing it. So let's go for it.
Yes.
You know?
When I attended your last class, there was that part of the information that was shared about what is CPR. And there were things I didn't know, but it really, knowing that helped me to make a good choice for me and for what I wanted. But it's really important that people understand what's involved. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Why do you call it Let's Talk About the Tough Stuff?
Well, it takes courage to talk about these things. I think we're very good at putting it off. Well, we'll talk about that someday. And that's the tough piece, is there's a fear involved, there's an unknowing involved. So this way, let's try to wade through it. Let's go through the tough stuff. And it just made sense to me, that word.
I think it'll be very helpful for people to get those conversations started. So that you don't have to do it, like you said, when you're in crisis mode or after. Yeah. Good. You said to me at one time that you have been present for over 140 deaths. What kinds of things did you learn? What did you encounter along the way? Oh, I can imagine.
It's a whole other workshop.
Yeah.
It's a book. It could be a book. I found that people who are prepared in terms of all the pieces for what they want physically, what they want emotionally, and where the china goes, are much more calm as they enter the experience. That it helps remove the worry. People who haven't done the pre-work, there's a lot of work involved in trying to allay the anxiety.
Sure. Because
people are freaked out. Often, though, it's not the person dying.
Oh.
It's the people around them. Because here's the thing. Dying is like breathing. It's an inherent, built-in, the body knows exactly what to do. There's a list of here's what's going to happen. And by golly, you can, if someone's dying, not of a massive heart attack or something, but you can literally sit with a checklist and go, okay, so a month before they die, they don't want to get out of bed anymore. They've lost interest in things that you're surprised at.
Sure.
They don't want to watch TV. They don't want to watch the news. There's a lot of insular stuff going on. But it's a built-in process in us. The body just knows how to die and let go. So it's everybody around.
Right.
I remember one example, and I might have given this before, but repetition is not bad, of a woman who had just turned 100. And the family called me in to see her because she was dying. And literally had just turned 100. I walked into the bedroom, 100 roses in the bedroom. And she's laying there, and we had our little chat. She said, I'm fine. They're a mess. So I spent very little time with her. I spent a lot of time with the family. So again, if we can get in and try to get people more just comfortable with the fact that this is a normal, everyday thing, that they can then just pay attention and be present, not all freaked out.
Right. And what a benefit for the grieving process that's going to come later.
Makes it much,
Sure.
yeah, not simple, but
Right. But it helps.
well, and it's the next stage. So
Right.
there's very definite stages that this all happens by.
Right.
But if you don't know it,
Right.
it's like stepping into a big black hole.
Right. So tell us who this workshop is for. Do you have to be facing illness? Is there...
No. You have to be facing death. And we all are.
We all are.
It's for anybody who's going to die. And I'm hoping we're going to offer 2 offerings. One for people who work.
Right.
So not just in a weekday thing. I will offer one on a weekend. So that my hope is that young couples will come, people with families. If they had a child who was ill, for instance, obviously a good thing to come and let's address those things for them. But also, my goal, my hope would be that young people can move forward with their lives. They have all their information done. Obviously, it needs to be tweaked as things change.
Sure.
But that a calm comes about it. Oh, I've got it. It's done. Don't have to think about it again.
Right.
And you don't.
Right.
Once you've expressed what you want. So my goal is that we get some young people too.
Sure.
And obviously people in my age group who want to come and address the elephant in the room.
It was our experience, and just in knowing you keep it light. You keep the atmosphere, you keep the conversation light and fun if you can. Just why is that important? Why, tell us?
Well, I think if I came in and we were all maudlin about it, then I do offer little packs of Kleenex on tables because they are tough discussions. I think I've always faced life with a lighter beat, and that's the way I present. And I have found people can accept that easier than a lecture and it being stern.
Right. I remember when Greg and I went through your class, his mom had just died.
The day before it.
It hadn't been very long. And he just kept saying through that class, I wish we'd have known all of this before. I wish we would have known. But the class was such that even though that event was so fresh for him, it was a good learning. So that levity was very good.
Yeah. Well, we'll try to keep it down.
There we go. Good. Can you tell us one small practical step that people can take today? If they can't make this, or if they're thinking about it, what's one small step that people can take?
Well, I think the one thing I would say is think about the last month of your life. What it might look like for you. Who do you want around? Who don't you want around? What do you want to listen to? Do you want to throw a party? A lot of people throw a pre-party because they want to see the people that would show up at their funeral, but they'd like to have a chit chat first, So a lot of people, but those are the kinds of things that I would love you to think about prior to coming, or as you're considering coming to a workshop.
Right.
That would be the thing I would suggest. What would you like it to look like? And the one thing I do say to people when I walk into a room when it's a new person, I always say, this is the last new thing you're ever going to do.
Right.
How would you like it to go?
Right.
And so that's the big question. Because some people want to pull a blanket up and not see anybody.
Right.
Well, consider that then.
Sure.
Some people want to jump on a plane and go visit a country they've never been to.
Right.
So yeah, that would be my question. What would you like it to be like if you had your choice?
And I can think. I think back to a time when my mom died, and she made it very clear that she only wanted to see certain people. There were people outside of that that didn't understand why doesn't Grandma want to see me. And maybe had they known before, maybe it would have been easier at the time. I don't know. But there are things that we don't think about and the importance of it until right at that time. So this is it's a good opportunity for us to sit and think about what is it that we want and why is that important now. Well, maybe down the line you'll understand.
And it's a pre-thing.
Yes, right.
Things, often I run into families where there's been a discourse with someone in the family and there's been a disconnect.
Yeah.
Is that something you want to pursue and heal that, or reach out and heal that? Several times I played Henry Kissinger, you know, between those conversations.
Sure.
And some people go, no, I don't need to heal that wound, but thank you for bringing, you know, I've examined it. No, I'm good on that one.
Right.
So all those pieces, you know, or they're lingering things in your life you wish you'd.
Tell us what workshop participants might expect to carry home with them at the end of the day.
Well, they will have a Minnesota end-of-life directive, authorized, signed by you, as well as I will have some handouts that they can take home as a refresher. So if they didn't get to fill in everything, they can go back and look at the questions. I don't think we did that last time.
No.
But I want to do that this time.
Okay.
Because I think that helps.
Sure.
Because I have a few friends who took them home and never did finish them yet. So I get a lot of phone calls. So this way that will help. As well as some organizational tools. And I've reached out to several different companies who offer organizational tools to go home to do things like, here's things that people don't realize. You got your cool phone and you got your cool thing to get into it, your password.
Right.
But if you drop dead today, does anybody know that password?
Right.
Or for your computer, or for getting into your bill pay online, all those things. So there's organizational tools where you fill all those things in, and again, that goes along with your wishes and directive for how you want things to go, so that people aren't scrambling.
Right.
Yeah.
How do
Or
I
things
close
like
this credit card?
Oh yeah. And my sister just went through this with a very organized husband who died, and she's running into things still that were like. But one of the things I had said to them before he died, they have a cabin they use in the summer. On an island. Well, he's always taking care of the systems.
Oh.
So she's been the one to hang out and watch and, you know, whatever. But the year he was dying, I said, videotape him.
Yes.
While he's closing off the water tank,
So
while he's taking out the pump out of the lake.
Yes.
And you're going to hear his voice.
Oh, yeah.
The one thing I hear from people is, I miss their voice.
Yes.
So she's loving it. She's on her way out there starting this week again to open up for the second time. But last year, for sure, she had her phone with her, and she said, I cried, I laughed while we were doing it, and nothing worked. Like none of the systems worked. So she had to replace things and blah, blah, blah. So she said indoctrination by fire, but had him walking her through that. So those prep things, you know, sit down and write. For some women, they don't know where the box is in the house that flips switches, or all of that stuff. So these kits will help you get organized. Some of them are very simple, some are a little more complicated. Yeah. So I'm hoping I will have examples there, and have reached out to companies to see if they'll give us a discount because they attended and things like that. So
that's amazing.
You won't go home empty-handed.
I think we all think about things that we have in writing from our loved ones and how much we hang on to that. I never thought about the voice or the video part.
Oh, really?
And important. I think about Greg and I go out and we open up the cabin. That is a wonderful.
Do it this summer.
Nugget.
Just do it this summer. Then don't wait till he's sick and trying to do it.
Right.
I think it's really cool.
It is.
The other piece that's very exciting for me too. Is there a new piece? There's a new piece involved for the state where it's a piece for dementia, where you can fill that in to say, if I get dementia, I want A, B, or C. And it's a very clear, concise form that can then be part of your wishes. Because people are very nervous about that. And who's going to make decisions for me? And a lot of people saying, if I get it, please just stop feeding me. I don't want to linger for a long time. But this gives you the choice to say, I want to linger.
Right.
Please feed me. Please keep me going as long as humanly possible. Or this is what I'd like. So I'm really excited to be able to offer that.
And when we are in a place where we're in sound mind and body, and we can make those choices and we can communicate that to our families, our loved ones, it helps to remove some guilt later for them. And it just improves quality of life all the way around.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's really
I'm excited
exciting
to be able to bring that along this time.
That's way cool. People, sign up for this shop. Workshops and other organizations. Now, we of course are going to offer this here at Bacchus a couple of times, and our hope and our goal is that it'll go in other, that we'll have more down the line.
Requests,
but if there are other organizations that want to do this, they can reach out to you.
Absolutely. We could do it. Like, sometimes I think about all the school teachers. You know, do they want to do this as a 4-hour workshop on one of their ed days?
Yes.
People who work in the hospital, people who work in nursing homes, whoever. But I would be glad to come in and do that. And also, we're breaking our teeth here to make sure that people are comfortable and have liked it and things. But I would offer it. My goal is to offer it around the state. Yeah. When Grant Housechild was here doing his chat downstairs, and I said to him, I'm very passionate about getting medical aid in dying for the state of Minnesota, so people have a choice in their lives or in their deaths. And his statement was wonderful. Like, he said, hey, I agree with this fully, because I've been with family who have died and it's not fun. Like, they should have a choice on whether to end their life sooner than the illness would take them. But he said, I have constituents who don't know. They don't know what to do. Well, to me, that was like, mic drop, and a challenge for me. So we're going to break our teeth here and make sure we're good and comfy and to move forward. I'm in touch with him and said, this is what we're doing. And that once we've got our act really tied, to say, send me the names of other communities and people I can connect with there and make the offering.
Right.
So I'm excited about that.
And it isn't necessarily a call out to say you need to support this.
No.
But you might have someone in your life who does. And if I have someone in my life who says, hey, this is something that I want to explore, this is something that I want at the end of my life, whether I agree or not, how can I support that person while they go through that process? Yeah. It's just, education is so important, and it's critical that we all understand what that other person is going through and what their wishes are, and what is my role in it. It isn't to change their mind or to do something different, but how do I get behind that? I respect that and I like that. I'm hoping that people will have watched this and are thinking, hey, I want to go to that workshop, I want to do that. And folks, you can call Bacchus and register. We're going to keep the workshop size, the participation small, because it's such a personal thing. It really is. You want to have that opportunity with Gale to ask questions, get your questions answered, and have that one-on-one time. So it will be a small class size. We'll have 2 different sessions. One is going to be on Saturday, June 14th from 9 in the morning until 1. The other one will be on a Tuesday, June 17th from 1 until 5 in the afternoon. So a Saturday and a Tuesday. Cost is $50 per person. Those dollars go back to cover the costs of the program. Anything left will go to Gale's doula work and the supplies that she needs to provide.
In my shed.
Yeah, in your shed. So $50 per person, a Saturday and Tuesday, June 14 and 17, 4 hours. We will have coffee and water, light refreshments. If you need to bring additional food, that's up to you. Any last thoughts? Anything we didn't cover that you want to make sure people know?
I just hope that people will reach out if they do have questions. Like, if a question comes into you, you can gladly forward it to me. And and I say, be brave. Be brave. Sign up and give it a shot.
I was so happy that Greg and I went. So I really encourage viewers. It just will make you think about things differently and maybe not be afraid and maybe think about your future. It's an incredibly important thing to do. Gale, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You make this experience really good. So people do. I really encourage you to call and sign up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm excited.
I am too.